Welcome back to Bad Creepypasta, where we will never do Sonichu.
We've tried 5 times. It's cursed.
It's never going to happen, folks.
Nope.
Please change the TV tropes page.
Today's thing is...
So we're on our lovely favourite site, Wattpad.
Creepypasta OC, Kandy Kane. Character description, part 1.
Okay, we got a picture of a clearly traced Animu girl.
Real name, Caitlin Candy Sweet Cheeks.
Oh, wait, we got to start, Kandy Kane, spelt with K's.
Oh, yeah.
Get that Mortal Kombat in there somewhere.
Caitlin Candy Sweet Cheeks. That's nobody's real name.
No.
Wait, Sweet Cheeks?
Yeah. Age of insanity, 19.
What does that mean?
Current age, 23. Gender, female. Birthday, October 13th. Sexuality, heterosexual. Boyfriend/girlfriend, Laughing Jack.
Oh dear.
Likes, Candy.
Wait. Talk about, how old is Laughing Jack now? That's clearly...
No, hold on, guys. This is going to get so much worse, right? Because this person obviously hasn't actually read the Laughing Jack stories. Likes candy, animals, children, rock music, and the circus. Dislikes bullies, people who hurt children and animals.
Oh, Laughing Jack.
So Laughing Jack, in his first story that we read, kills a child and an animal, and he kills an animal in the original in the origin of Laughing Jack story.
He snaps it like
Yeah, okay, and then...
Chow.
Mother, Pamela, deceased. Father, Richard, deceased. Brother, Jared, deceased.
Next page.
Charlito.
Character description, part 2. Before insanity hair colour, light brown. Before insanity eye colour, dark green. After insanity hair colour, dark red and white. Mental illness does dye your hair. Actually, I think dyed hair doesn't have an effect on your mental health.
It does.
It's one of those, one of those
Like, if you remember anyone whose hair's blue, just run the fuck away from them. After insanity eye colour, left eye white, right eye dark. Why have your eyes changed colour? Favourite colours, black, red and white. Quote, "It's alright, sweetie. It's only death." Well, we got to give her a voice, actually, haven't we? It's alright, sweetie. It's only death.
So what you do? Old Mrs. Miggins from the pie shop down the road.
Fucking voice. That's all I could think of for the voice, but it's alright, sweetie. It's only death. Weapons, poison cherry and mint flavoured candy hearts. She's like, her skin turned black from being a clone of MCCP with a dash of cherry cola. Her method, she leaves the candy in the victim's room and watches as they greedily pop it into their mouths. Then they start choking and their intestines start dissolving, causing an excruciating level of pain while blood pours from their mouth, eyes, ears and nose. She sneaks into the room with the
But not the
victim.
anus.
He's slowly dying and whispers to them, "It's alright, sweetie. It's only death," and caresses their cheek until they finally die. Targets, bullies, child and animal abusers, and spoiled teens. I mean, a teen is technically a child, unless if they're under 16, they're technically a child. And you said you don't like anyone who hurts children. This is fucking confusing. Origin of Kandy Kane. Part 1. So literally, the first part of the story is just describing the character.
Yep.
Because that's where all the best stories have done that. You open up The Shining and you just read about when he's going to go insane and...
It's like a top trumps card. This is Jack Torrance. This is what he does.
gets +5 for axes.
Yeah. Like Danny can stop, can stop blinking for 5 minutes at a time.
Weak to wasps.
Yes.
Why she is this way? Why are we here? Just to suffer. When she was 2 years old, Caitlin's mother, Pamela, had given birth to her second child, a boy named Jared. The whole family was overjoyed with his arrival.
One day he's going to be a really pretentious actor.
He was a terrible disappointment.
All I could think of was one day he's going to grow up to be the sponsor, the poster child for a great big sandwich corporation, only to fuck a bunch of kids. And then get murdered by
his sister because he leaves candy.
Children,
But if he only eats a Subway, he's not going to eat the round and candy. How often do you come into a room and goes I haven't put these sweets down? Someone's clearly broken into my room and left sweets about.
I'll just eat them. It's
Yeah.
fine.
The only person who would fall for that is children.
Oh, most likely.
Especially Caitlin, who couldn't wait to be the best big sister ever. Everyone in the family helped out with taking care of him and couldn't ask for a better life. So everyone in the family couldn't ask for a better life. That's really confusing.
Well, you have to change all the shitty nappies, so...
But about 1 year later, just a week after Jared's first birthday, her father, Richard, lost his life in a car crash. Pamela was so distraught about losing her husband, she became a drug addict and eventually forgot she even had children.
That was quick.
From then on, Caitlin was Jared's caregiver. She taught him how to walk, talk, read, write, and
Dance.
plenty of other things. She was not just Jared's big sister, but also his mother and his father. 2 years later, while she was
grew a
playing
penis.
with Jared in the yard, she noticed something bright behind her. She placed Jared in his playpen inside and went out to investigate. It was a black and white Jack in the box.
And this is where the cancer begins. Everything up till now was good and fine. It was great. It was amazing. And now suddenly just the whole tone of the entire story has just gone downhill.
Joking, I know obviously you're being sarcastic, but genuinely the tone has gone down. It's amazing how when you mention Laughing Jack, nobody wants to fucking live.
Yeah.
With the words "pop goes the weasel" on the front, she turned the crank slowly while the music played to the end. Way! Sounds a bit rude.
Sounds a bit like Bum, doesn't it?
And came out a black and white clown with a pointed nose. He said his name was Laughing Jack, and he was her and Jared's imaginary friend. He
From the
offered her
1800s.
some candy.
Let me tell you about all the advances, all the advanced technology we had back then, and the one pub in London.
This pisses me off because people have been using the defence of, he obviously meant the whole 19th century, and that the 1800s is a blanket term for it. And I'm like, okay, why don't we do that with other centuries then? If I'm talking about the 20th century, I don't call it the 1900s. I don't say, hey, who remembers, the 1900s when we put a man on the moon? Remember the 1900s when there was the internet? Or the advanced 1900s? Remember the civil rights movement of the 1900s? Get fucked.
I remember seeing Jurassic Park when I was a kid in the 1900s.
Yeah, it's just so stupid. He offered her some candy and she gladly accepted, saving a piece for Jared. The candy was red, shaped like hearts, so it tasted like cherries. I love you, Laughing Jack, she exclaimed, giving him a big hug. I love you too, Caitlin, LJ responded, returning her hug. We'll be the best of friends.
So we've got Nelson Mandela getting on with old Mrs. Miggins from the pie shop down the road. Yeah. That's her full name.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah. So whenever someone does like a a TV tropes or we get a wiki page, it's old Mrs. Miggins from the pie shop down the road. It's her full name.
It's a match made in heaven. So Mrs. Miggins from the pie shop down the road also likes to ring people with tyres and burn them alive.
How do you think she makes her pies?
Yeah.
Throw some batter on top.
All right. I love how it just says, instead of wanting to maim her, he felt the need to look after her. To look after and care for her and Jared. Like, why? Can you explain why? For the next 5 years, all three of them had a blast using their imaginations to create a great new adventure every day. The years passed, Caitlin graduated and Jared became a freshman in high school. It's a really minor thing, but there's like, a lot of the time they don't bother putting spaces. Like, if they do a full stop or a comma, they'll just connect the next word to it, and it just makes it really difficult to read.
Yeah.
Both children had been bullied in elementary school about their mother's drug problem, and their names as well, but they just ignored them and went about their business. Then everything changed.
When the Fire Nation attacked!
Damn it. When Jared became a sophomore, he was picked on without mercy. One day when Caitlin drove to school to pick him up...
He's like a waterbender getting pushed around by a firebender jocks. Oh, what's that? You want to grow up to be a... Was it a paleontologist?
What was it? The engineer?
Yeah, no, it's a geneticist.
It was a geneticist Chad.
Yeah.
So the Chad geneticist.
Picking
the
up
virgin paleontologist. Anyone who hasn't listened to the Jurassic World commentary is saying, what the fuck are they talking about?
Right, so from now on, waterbenders are all geologists. Paleontologist virgins. And Fire Nation geneticists. There's a fucking word salad. That's going to fall under, was it, ninja, robot, pirate, zombie.
One day, when Caitlin drove to school to pick him up, she witnessed something unimaginable. She saw a group of 5 seniors kicking him. That doesn't sound that unimaginable.
Someone getting the shit kicked out of him. I couldn't imagine it.
Hitting him, insulting him, and dumping the contents of his backpack on the ground, with him trying his hardest to fight back.
Completely unimaginable. Can't think of that right now.
She immediately jumped out of the car and came to his rescue.
Spin kicked them all.
He explained to her that he was just minding his own business when they jumped him and started attacking him. They had not just said bad things about him, but about her too. They had called her a pathetic little candy lover who They called her a pathetic little candy lover who never did anything to benefit anyone. Well,
that definitely sounds like the sort of, like insults you'd have in like high school. Yeah, she's not contributing to society. She's just sitting around eating candy. The bitch. Like, pathetic little candy. Like, really, like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick on you for liking, Nintendo. Remember that?
and called him a little crybaby who needs his sister to fight his battles for him. That's when she snapped. She jumped onto the guy's shoulders and started wailing on him. She was like Yoda. Just like...
I was hoping she was going to jump in shot and do a fucking Frankenstein on him, just flipping round face first into the fucking pavement.
She broke his nose, one of his arms, and pulled out massive chunks of his hair. She kicked...
Wait, so she jumped his shoulders and punched him in the head and broke his arm?
She kicked the next two guys in the groin repeatedly until they collapsed from the pain.
Is she on PCP?
She took the two girls by the hair and slammed their faces to the ground. I was just fighting like a huge crowd of people and like they don't just all crowd and kick the shit out of her. I don't get this. Leaving their faces dirty, bruised and cut up. She helped Jared clean up his stuff, clean his wounds, got in the car and drove off. 1 month later, Caitlin was... So, they're standing there amongst these badly beaten people cleaning his wound. Maybe do that when you get home.
I just like the way, 1 month later, nothing has come of this yet.
1 month later, Caitlin was just upstairs in her room, taking her online courses, when she heard a loud noise come from the living room. Curious, the 19-year-old went down to investigate and was horrified. Oh, 19, this is when she's going to go mad. Was horrified by what she saw. Her mother was lifeless on the floor, multiple syringes in her arms. She found a note next to her mother's body that read,
My sweet Caitlin, I'm so sorry that I wasn't there for you and
I'm sorry.
I should have been a better mother. I was being selfish. I only thought about myself instead of my two precious children.
who I forgot.
You should always come before me. I don't want to
I'll
be
make it up to you by ODing.
burden to you anymore.
Literally say like she doesn't remember her children. She's writing a letter to them. Like what?
I don't want to be a burden to you anymore. I want you to live a happy life. I'm so sorry. I love you both more than you will ever know. More than I know as well. Goodbye.
That's the best solution. I've had a drug problem for years, and the best way to help my children, who I've just remembered, is to shoot myself up to the point of dying in the living room. That will sort everything out.
That'll end very well, I think, because she loves them and she wants to have happy lives.
Like-
and nothing makes you happier than finding your mother OD'd in the living room, right? I mean, that'll do wonders for your
Like,
mental health.
you know what might have helped a bit more? Might have been, better emotionally for yourself. Like, going to fucking rehab.
With trembling hands, Caitlin held the note to her chest, and with her tear-filled eyes,
No, wait, I like
didn't bother checking if the mum was alive. Like, just read the note.
because she's so smart. 'Cause she's taking online courses. You can see instantly. I also like the idea that she was actually going to go to rehab, but then she goes, just get rid of these. Slipped on a banana peel. Whoa! The fan spinning launches them all straight down. Oh no, that's bad. Just as long as I don't. Nothing lands on. Pushes the plungers down. What's this frying pan? Whoa!
Yeah, and like she actually went, "I love you both," because she was checking
To
into
rehab. She's gonna throw these away. I'm gonna show how strong I am. I'm gonna just throw them away.
Yeah. Oh god, this was so avoidable.
What I need to think carefully. I need to. Whoops! Oh! Ah! Well, this isn't so bad. Whoa! Trip balls.
But I love the way she just like reads the note. And is like good, like it is like, oh, that's that then.
Goodbye while I'm off
Yeah.
recovering in rehab.
Doesn't run over to the mum, like check it, call an ambulance, like none of that. Just like, well, mum's dead.
Oh, it's just like Walter White in the episode of Breaking Bad where he sees like her just choking, and it's just like, oh, sorry, Mum, you're already gone. I read your note. I can't save you.
With her tear-filled eyes, told her mother, "I love you. I love you too, Mummy. I love you too, Mummy. Why did you have to leave me?"
Because she's very clumsy when throwing out
She
syringes.
can't answer you. She's dead.
No, he's dead.
But you may speak to him through me.
Right, how much more of this shit is there?
There's a part 2 and then there's a part 3.
Is that it? Yeah.
I think so.